Hey folks, welcome to another day in the sunny southwest. Today we're going to be learning how to do a toe side, front side 540.
Let's go!
So toe side 540s are a really nice progression to go on from just a simple heel side 360. So I've actually only learnt these spins this summer, so I'm really hoping to share some of the tips that I've had myself in learning this trick, because it's really fun, but it's not as easy as maybe a 360. So this tutorial we're just going to cover the toe side cut that you go into it, and then the pop, and then crucially the spin and what you do with the handle. So we'll get started, and in the same way as with the 360, my first tip, and I do this every time anyway, is just to learn to do a 540 on just on the flat. So that's just going along just between the obstacles, and all I do is start out going toe side and actually just start out straight underneath the cable, and all you have to do, oh, I don't know why I'm imagining, I've got the handle over here. So I've got my handle. So all I have to do with the 540 is exactly the same as the 3 when you're under the cable doing it on the surface. Pull it back to your back hip, pull it around behind you, and then as you unwind, come back round and put the other hand on it and ride away and switch. So this is a really nice and easy trick because you'll just take off nice and toe side, but then it's a good idea to have learnt how to land and switch and ride and switch. But by this time, I imagine if you're trying 540s, you should be able to ride switch anyway. So what this means is you can do this as fast as slow as you want on the surface. You'll find that this has got the most resistance of whether you're doing it on a box or on a kicker. And it's just a really good practice to pull it to your back hip round, bring that backhand on and ride away and switch. So assuming you've nailed that on both the surface and on a box, it's a really good idea to just give it a try on the kicker. So what I would do first time is, and I do this every time as well, is just ride into the kicker and switch, not in switch, ride into the kicker toe side, come up to the kicker. You don't really need a hard cut for this one either, but just to kind of your standard cut for taking a straight jump, come in toe side and then just hop off and open out and ride away and switch. And that's just a really good practice for if you're at a new park or whatever, just getting a real feel for getting the pop of the jump, as well as programming your brain to be ready to ride away and switch. So now onto the real thing. So what you're going to do is cut in toe side. So you tend to see a lot of people's elbows go up like this, which is just a really good image for trying to be really hunkered down and bending your knees as you're cutting toe side. So you'll see that in some of the videos as well. So all we'll do, cut in toe side, having our hips bent, our knees bent and our elbow up a little bit like this, come straight off the jump, and then in the exact same way as the back side, the heel side 3, put it to our back hip, trying to pass it under our butt again, coming round, grabbing it. And then once you've completed that 3, really try and overemphasize grabbing back on with your right hand if you're regular. And then at that point, you should be able to spot your landing and carry on round to the 5. And then it will just be riding away and switch. So the key thing with this is to not think the 360 and the 180 are 2 separate moves. You should be really thinking of going for the 5 right at the beginning. So that's going to give you that pull right at the beginning. So you should end up at the 3 going, oh yeah, I've got plenty of spin to come around and spot my landing to land in the 5. So a couple of top tips with these 540s. So I found when I was first learning them, I was really nervous and I was really throwing myself off and trying to get that handle round. And often what that meant was I threw it really hard, and actually threw it so hard I'd often spin myself off axis. So in this one you have to be really careful about popping kind of late, popping nice and late. You can't really pre-spin on this one too much. So you need to be popping nice and late, Make sure you're kind of popping quite upright, because that will allow you to be more like a spinning top. If you kind of try and stay too hunkered down, then you'll kind of absorb the jump instead. So really try and pop and stand up straight and then pass that handle round. And really it's all about your axis, and it's all about practice and just going for it. If you're really scared about doing fives, you just have to crash them over and over again. And what will start happening is everything starts slowing down in your mind. So what you'll find is, and certainly what I found was, the more I sent it and was going off axis, I'd get round here and go, oh, and my board's up in front of me and I'm going to land on my butt, which happened a lot. But as you start relaxing and going, I'm going to make it round as you come up, then what you'll find is it's actually much slower than you think. If you've got enough height, the 3 should just be exactly the same as the 3 on your heels. You should be able to get around really, really nice and straightforward. And then all it is really overemphasizing grabbing back on with your right hand, and then it's just a simple hop round. So it's not a tricky move, but it takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of crashing to get used to. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial of a toe side, front side 540. They are so fun and I'm so glad I've learnt them. I think the next thing for me is going to be learning them heel side, but we'll get to that on a later date. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe and press the bell below. All of our social medias are down in the description. And yeah, hope to see you next time.